Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I was just going through messages and things of that nature. And, from the male perspective, looking out at the world right now and dealing with so many singles and just seeing the state of our relationships today. The sad thing about relationships right now is that it's so superficial. It's so superficial. And I guarantee you, if you hit your goal income, not like your ultimate life goal income, but like your next income goal. Let's say you at 50,000 and you want to get to 75K a year, or you at 75, you want to get to 100. If you can find a way to get to that next goal income, if you can find a way to get to your goal weight, I want to lose 10 pounds. If I was a single man, if I lose 10, 15 pounds, that's the difference between a decently flat stomach and a six-pack. And for a woman today, unfortunately, those things, like you hitting your goal weight, it's going to drastically change your options. Should it be that way? No, it should not be that way. Is it the hard truth that I hate to tell? Yes, it's hard. And it's so many times I see, as I'm talking to men, I'm talking to these single men and talking to single women, and I'm seeing these differences. It's just so superficial to where a lot of times it's kind of like, if you just get braces, your options changing drastically. If you just lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, your options changing drastically. If you just work for a legitimate company, go from the call center, answering the calls and telling people they need to pay that student loan, and go to the dentist office and become, the front desk person at the dentist office, your options change drastically. It's crazy how superficial it is, but it's just people looking and they saying, okay, I need this, I need that. And now some things can't be changed, like your height. You can't change your height. It's certain things that, if you have the situation where just naturally you have a lot of gums, people might judge you for that. And if it's some type of surgery you can get the way it kind of shave your gums and you got more and it's showing more teeth, if you could go get a teeth whitening, if you could go get veneers, it changed your options drastically. Like, that's the sad thing about this world, is just it's so superficial. And it's crazy. And the thing about it is, a lot of times y'all don't even be superficial, in the sense of you're not sitting there and obsessing over this man or this person weight or this person teeth. You're not obsessing over it. But if somebody come to you and they smile and they teeth got some brown in it, versus somebody come and they smile and all they teeth pearly white, you're looking at the situation, then it's like, which one you naturally gonna be more attracted to. And so a lot of times, what the hard truth about being a single and wanting to get married, nothing.
Please repeat.
See, these people being here listening to you. And this woman here on this machine, she always coming on. What can I do for you, ma'am? Listen,
For example,
ma'am. Okay. Ain't nobody say nothing. Y'all forgive me, I had to turn the system off just so she don't keep hollering at me. Every time I be doing a video, here she go. What can I do for you? You can start listening to my conversation. And so listen, and this is the thing that I see, and it's just like, it'll be, you know, it'll be singles, and there's so many singles. And as a relationship coach, life coach, and former matchmaker, a lot of times I see it's just one thing. It's just one thing. And I'm like, hey, you just got to get that 20 pounds off. That's going to change everything. You just got to get off that dead end job. Like, you literally could go from this job to that job and you make the same amount of money, but this job is just a better company. It's a different industry. Like if you say I work for, you know, Dr. Johnson at Beautiful Smiles Dentistry. I'm the executive assistant. I'm the office manager. That just sounds different than, oh, I work at the call center. And ain't nothing wrong with the call center now. Everybody at the call center going off in the car. I'm just telling you about how people are, their perception. So they look at it like, oh, okay. And now you can make great money at the call center. I remember my mom and my sister used to work at the call center together. I ain't knocking it now, but guess what they do now? They own a group home. Now, guess what? To own a group home, it took a little bit of research. It took going to some classes. The classes were all free. Every single class to become a group home owner was free. And then the expenses came in starting your LLC, $125. You know, getting somebody bank statement that showed $20,000 in there. Don't have to be in your name. Then when they wanted an actual physical home to have clients in the home, getting a house. And then just getting that house up to code. Which up to code was put a fire extinguisher in there. Put locks on the cabinets. You know, just little stuff that cost like $500 to get my grandma house that she left to my mama, to get that house in order, 3-bedroom house. And now they got a group home and it bring in 6 figures a year. When my mom and my sister used to work at the call center, making $10 an hour. But just that little bit of research and just getting in position. And now their life is different. Now all their bills is paid. My sister was able to get into a 4-bedroom house. You know, she able to pay for private school for her kids. And which is a better school in our area. We don't have good public school. Ain't nothing wrong with public school. Cause here y'all go. So listen to me. That is the sad truth of it today. It's just sometimes it just comes down to the work you doing on yourself. And the thing about it is that last little bit of work always be the hardest. That last little bit of work always be the hardest. Like me, I'm what they call a life coach. Guess what? If I get in amazing shape, I'm in decent shape. But if I get in amazing shape, I'm gonna look more like I know about something about life. I'm gonna look like I got life a little better figured out. And guess what? That's gonna earn me more money, because when somebody go to book a speaker for a speaking engagement, whichever speaker look the best and is the fittest, look like they got life figured out the best, your offer gonna be higher. It's just the sad truth of it. Your offer is gonna be higher. When somebody look at you and they want to come to you and to pay you to help them get their life in order, the more your life look in order, the more they gonna be willing to invest, because they say, look, you got it figured out. I need to learn right there. I ain't got this figured out. And so that's in every area of life. Guess what? When you go from GED to bachelor's degree, your options change. When you go from bachelor's degree to master's degree, your options change. When you go from master's to doctorate, your options change. So that in every area, when you go from 50 pounds, when you go from 100 pounds overweight to 50 pounds to 80 pounds overweight, your options change. When you go from 80 pounds overweight to 50 pounds overweight, your options change. From 50 pounds to 20 pounds overweight, your options change. That's what you got to understand. When you go from brown teeth to white teeth, your options change. When you go from crooked teeth to straight teeth, your options change. When you go from Miss Daisy hairstyle to Miss Berry hairstyle, your options change. When you go from your grandma outfit to a 2021 outfit, your options change. And see, this the thing. This is the hard part that singles don't want to hear about. This the hard part. That work that you got to do on yourself is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. It's gonna feel unfair. And I heard it all the time. Oh, if somebody can't accept me for who I am, oh, they don't deserve me. It's not fair to ask somebody to accept you at your mediocre best. They want you at your best. It ain't fair to ask somebody who been praying, fasting, and supping with the Lord for their mate to accept you mediocre. And guess what? It ain't fair to you if you bust your butt and you work on yourself to have to accept somebody else in their mediocre self. It ain't fair to you. So guess what? The hard little work is just that little change. And when you commit to making that little change, things change. Things change. That's why people in my industry go get a doctorate. Because if I was Dr. Gaskins, if I was Dr. Gaskins, all the magazines, the same stuff I'm talking about, the same work that I do on this here YouTube, touch and change lives way more than 90% of therapists, way more than most therapists. But if a therapist got that degree, they got more credibility. But see, guess what? I'm okay. I'm not in desire. Like if I wanted a TV show, my own TV show, like right now at 37 years old, I go get my doctorate so I could be like Dr. Phil. I'll be Dr. Tony. And with my wisdom from God, which is equal or greater to Dr. Phil wisdom. But he Dr. Phil. I'm Tony. Country bumpkin. You see what I'm saying? So if I wanted a TV show, I could either wait till I'm 55, like when Steve Harvey got his, or I could go get my doctorate. And I could have it by 40. But that's not my desire. But see, when you want something different than what you got to do something different than what you've been doing. So if you single and you is ready to get married, you ready to meet the love of your life, you got to evaluate yourself and you got to say, what do I need to change? What do I need to work on? And look, it might not be, when I say superficial, it might not be anything physical. It might be your personality. It might be your mindset. It might be your attitude. It might be your language. You see what I'm saying? You got to evaluate yourself and see what you got to do. And when you do that, that's when things change. Hey, this Tony Gaskins, this hard to say now. This hard to say. But somebody got to say it in love. Speaking the truth in love. I ain't saying nobody's name. I ain't talking to nobody directly. So if it kind of sting, all right. Look within and say, oh, is this message for me? Do I need to change? Do I need to work on something? And then what is it going to hurt you to work on that? Nothing. What you got to look? Nothing. You only going to get better. God bless you. I'm praying your strength in the Lord. Keep going.